The Cornish town of St Ives, with its clifftop views and burgeoning art scene, has long been a popular haunt for tourists, even in the blustery off-season. Many one-time visitors have ended up buying second homes in a bid to own a slice of this seaside idyll. The result has been soaring property prices, leaving many local people locked out of the housing market. The problems facing St Ives are far from unique. Policymakers across the country and around the world are grappling with unaffordable housing. But what makes this town stand out is what it plans to do about it. The local council has put forward plans that would stop developers selling new homes to those not resident in St Ives. The idea being that locals would no longer have to compete with wealthy outsiders for a place to live.
St Ives is a beautiful town to live and a lot of people want to come and live here. But one of the things that we're finding over the years that local people are finding it more and more difficult to actually buy a property within the area where their families live and perhaps more importantly where they work.
Those pushing the plan hope it will encourage the construction of more affordable homes, helping younger and poorer people, many of whom work in the tourism industry, to stay in St Ives.
I think it might help towards people who are in a certain bracket who don't have much money and want to get on the property ladder. For me, my personal situation, I'd quite like to be able to buy a house, and therefore if there's a possibility to buy a house in St Ives, an affordable home, then I'd like to be able to have the opportunity to do so.
But the plan has plenty of detractors. Some local businesses fear that any measures that discourage tourism and second home ownership will only serve to hurt the town's prospects. Local property developers say it could end up worsening the problem it seeks to solve by removing the incentive to build altogether.
I don't think there will be any new development because it won't be viable. You've already got a 50% affordable restriction. If you add the new primary residence restriction to that, then you pretty much, take the viability away. They won't get built.
With the number of homes affected likely to be relatively small, others question whether it will have much impact either way.
It will mean that second homeowners or holiday accommodation providers will have a small limit to the number of properties that they might want to purchase. However, the hotspots of St Ives and Carbis Bay and Lelant, which are basically the seaward facing kind of places you can walk to the beach from, the more characterful granite cottages, etc., they will be unaffected by this clause. So in statistical terms, the impact will be very limited.
The St Ives vote has already attracted attention across the globe, as policymakers the world over grapple with rising property prices and a lack of affordable homes. But with interest rates showing little sign of rising and house construction failing to keep up with demand, economists say the dream of home ownership looks set to stay as distant as ever for many. Instead, the people of St Ives will just have to enjoy the view. Josh Noble, Financial Times, St Ives.